Hi, thanks for joining me on Just Cook with Michael. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a really simple avocado toast recipe. In this recipe we're going to have some bread, of course, lime, meseta pepper, some yellow onion, some cilantro, avocado, kosher salt, queso fresco. We're going to put those all together. It'll be delicious. Okay, the first step in this recipe is mashing up our avocado. We need to get the seed out. Usually I hit it with a knife and just pry the seed out. If it's not, it should be soft enough to do that. If it's not, then after you probably have an avocado that's not quite ready yet. I see some people doing this where they hold the avocado in their hand and they hit it with a knife, then turn. I learned the hard way years ago. I was cooking in the kitchen and I was doing exactly that. I hit the avocado, it was a brittle seed, and it went right through the seed, right through the avocado into my hand, and I had a couple stitches. So, live and learn. Now I put it on the cutting board, quick twist like that, very simple, very safe. Okay, now I'll already kind of mash up the avocado a little bit right inside its skin. And then after I'll start to scoop it out. And I scoop it out trying to be as rough with it as I can. That way, it's already partially mashed up. Really just macerate the thing. Comes out already mashed up. Next I'll put in my kosher salt, about a quarter teaspoon. Of course, this is going to be done to taste. It's always good to do a little bit at a time. And sometimes it's good to let the salt sit for a little bit, let it marry into the avocado. That looks really good. The next step is I'm going to use some yellow onion, a little less than a quarter cup. And I'm going to chop it up very fine. I'm going to try to mince it up. Anytime you have a dish that's really fatty, a lot of cooking is that whole yin-yang balance. So you have an avocado that's fairly fatty, and a lot of times adding a little bit of acidity to it helps cut that fat. Or onions are fairly pungent, they help cut through that fat and balance it. So those are things you're kind of always looking for in cooking. If you're making an Alfredo sauce, sometimes just a little bit of white wine vinegar or a caper juice or a little squeeze of lemon is just going to open it up more. Instead of being so heavy on your tongue, it'll really add to the dish, and a little goes a long way. So again, I have and I'll try to dice these up as fine as I can at this point. Really looking for a fine mince. So again, that's a very fine mince that I have that way it blends in and you don't have these big old chunks of onion in with your avocados. Next part of the dish, we're going to put in a little bit of lime juice. I'm just putting one little wedge. Remember, just a little bit of acidity goes a long way. Just kind of to open it up a little bit. I'm going to have some cilantro. Again, some people love it, some people don't, so put as much as you like. Have a clean spoon. I'll taste that again. No cross-contamination. That tastes great. The next ingredient in this recipe, some Meseta peppers. These I will saute and cook down. These are fairly mild pepper, not as mild as a bell pepper, but definitely nothing close to a jalapeno. I'm going to flatten these out because I'm going to saute them in whole pieces. I'll saute those in a pan, and they'll probably have to cook for 10-15 minutes. It definitely adds a nice little bite to the avocado toast. And you cook it basically until soft. So for sure 10 minutes. Okay, we'll cook our Meseta peppers. Hot pan. Little sprinkle of water from my fingers shows it's a very hot pan. It's always very important. A little bit of pure olive oil. Again, these peppers are going to cook for about 15 minutes. If you like this recipe, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, they've been going for about 4 minutes. I put the small pan on top just to press them onto the hot pan below because they were kind of not wanting to have great contact. So you always could use just any old pan. Just make sure it's clean on the bottom or any other type of metal weight. Pull those down. Flip that over. You got the nice color on there. Sprinkle those with a little bit of salt and put the weight back on top. Peppers have been cooking for about 15 minutes. They're nice and soft. The peppers are done. Now we'll crumble up the queso fresco. So I have a little wedge that I pulled out of here. You can kind of break these apart with your hand, and it gets pretty crumbly. This is really a delicious cheese and very inexpensive. Just about all the supermarkets around here sell it. It gets really crumbly, and we're just going to crumble that on top of our avocado toast. It's fairly dry, you know, it's kind of like a dry mozzarella consistency maybe, but you can see that worked pretty well. So if you don't mind getting your hands dirty, which I don't, looks like it worked pretty well. All right, everything is done. We have our avocado guacamole mixture, queso fresco. I cut up the peppers in strips, have my bread toasted, and we'll just assemble that. And don't forget to subscribe if you like these recipes. So here's our finished dish, avocado toast with queso fresco and peppers. You can see great presentation. Now you can make this avocado toast recipe. Go out and make it for someone you love. Thanks for joining me.